Hello all. Have you heard any time a term called climate fast? In case if you are asked to sleep in a temperature of minus 40 degrees centigrade, are you willing to do that? No, right? So, but some people are protesting in Ladakh, demanding some few things from the central government in spite of harsh weather conditions in Ladakh. So, we'll know what are these demands put forward by Ladakh people. So, what is the central government's response, and we'll know more information about 6th schedule, how is it relevant, and what is the connection with 6th schedule and the protests that are going on. And another person you can see on the image you have is Sonam Wangchuk. Okay, so he is an innovator and engineer. How is he connected with this issue? All these are the things which we are going to learn as part of this video. Stay tuned. So here you can see protests have intensified in Ladakh. Okay, so what they're demanding. So why Ladakh is protesting now? So these are the things which we are going to discuss. Why it is in news, what is the background of the protest, what are the key demands they're putting forward, and what is the high-powered committee that was formed by government with respect to Ladakh, and we'll see the conclusion. So this forms part of GS paper 2 in polity and constitutional provisions. Then why it is in news? Because if you have seen a person, okay, you know Sonam Wangchuk, who is an innovator and social engineer, who was also a Raman Magsaysay Award awardee, okay, recipient you can say. So you know Raman Magsaysay Award is given by Philippines government for social activists, okay, so who have done tremendously for social activities or who have benefited the society by their contributions. For them this award is being awarded, okay. And you know this person is very famous because he made a particular artificial glacier type of thing which will give water all throughout the year, okay, especially in Ladakh region. And there is also a character associated with him based in the film of 3 Idiots also, okay. So based on his character only they have portrayed one person in 3 Idiots film also. So many interesting things are associated with this person. But what did he say? Why is unhappy now means, if you say this person is saying all is not well with respect to Ladakh. So he is protesting and he went for a climate fast, protesting that climate because of some developmental projects that are happening, and if there is no particular, what you can say, that if there is no particular concerns or if these concerns are not addressed, then Ladakh may lose its environmental conditions, or it may become more susceptible to environmental conditions, and it cannot enjoy its natural resources properly. So putting forward some demands along with some other protesters, they have demanded few things. So let's see what are all the new things you can see. And before that you should know, this fast happened at Kardungla Pass, okay. So this Kardungla Pass is at the northern part of Ladakh you can say, and it is the main pass which will help us to supply the military supplies to Siachen Glacier. You know Siachen Glacier is the highest battlefield, okay, so it is the highest point you can say. So for the Indian soldiers who are guarding Siachen Glacier, for them if you have to supply and all these things, then it is the place through which you can supply, that is Kardungla Pass, okay. And you know interestingly this is on the area, or you can say this is a gateway to Shyoke and Nubra valleys of Indus River. These are the tributaries of Indus River, right? So this is also a gateway for those particular valleys or river systems, okay. Then what is this particular person about? Okay, we'll know about this person, Sonam Wangchuk. So he's an engineer by education and inventor, and he made this ice stupa or artificial glacier for storing water, okay. So you know Ladakh is a cold desert, okay, so that although we have glaciers, but we cannot have proper water supply all throughout the year. So for this he made, with his innovative skills, he made an ice stupa or artificial glacier for storing water for drinking purposes. So he works on even education reforms in the Ladakh region, and now based on him only there is a fictitious character you can say, Phunsukh Wangdu in 3 Idiots movie, okay. So you can see these are the important interesting things about Sonam Wangchuk. But what is he demanding with respect to Ladakh is interesting. To know about it, you should know about the background of Ladakh. You know, till 2019, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh are part of one state of Jammu and Kashmir, okay. At that time they have special status, or you can say under Article 370 of Indian Constitution they have some special provisions. They have their own constitution also. At that point of time, they thought, Ladakh people, they thought that okay, we want a union territory type of thing, or we want separation from Jammu and Kashmir, because they don't want this domination of Jammu and Kashmir. They want their own land to be controlled by themselves. This is what they expected at that point of time. Then in 2019, you know, Article 370 was revoked, removing the special status of Jammu and Kashmir. Then this made them happy initially, but later what did they realize is in case if Ladakh is a union territory without legislature, because with this abrogation of Article 370, 2 union territories were created. So what are those? You have Jammu and Kashmir with legislature, and second one is Ladakh without legislature. So in case if Ladakh is a union territory without legislature, then these people, native people of Ladakh, they thought that we are not able to enjoy the actual benefits, and they can be influenced, they can be incoming of the outsiders, which may totally disrupt the Ladakh native versus outsider. This type of issues may come out. Okay, so because of which they have started demanding that we want separate statehood for Ladakh, and also they have demanded that in case if it is not possible, at least we have to be included under 6th schedule of Indian Constitution. So these are the demands put forward. There are some political organizations formed based in Leh and Kargil. So those organizations and their names is not important. Okay, just understand Leh apex body you have, and Kargil district autonomous council we have. Okay, so democracy organization or alliance we have. So these are the 2 political organizations, because Ladakh as a union territories has only 2 districts. One is Leh and you have Kargil. Okay, Leh is a Buddhist based, or you can say Buddhist majority thing, and second thing, Kargil is Muslim dominated thing. Okay, overall you can say 90% of the people who are there in this part of Ladakh are scheduled tribes only. Okay, so and they belong to mainly Muslim dominated union territory, you can say. So this, what the issue is now, they're asking for a statehood, because if there is a statehood, they'll have legislature, so they can make laws for themselves restricting the outsider entry or reserving the jobs for locals, or they can take care about their own developmental works. That is what they're asking. In case if statehood is not possible, they want this 6th schedule status also. So what is interesting about 6th schedule status means, this is provided for administration of scheduled and tribal areas, especially in 4 states of Northeast, that is Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. Only these 4 states have the 6th schedule status. So what are the benefits they get from the 6th schedule status? We'll understand in a while. But before that, you should know this is what we have discussed till now. Okay, so after 370 it was revoked, 2 union territories were created. Ladakh has no legislature as its own now. Okay, so these are the 2 districts as part of Ladakh, and interestingly, Ladakh is the largest parliamentary constituency in India also. Okay, so and they're asking a few more demands. We'll see what are those demands also. So now what they're putting forward, the demands for statehood. Okay, so if there is a statehood, they can better protect their own native people, and they can take their own concerns. Okay, they take care about their own concerns, and you can see safeguards under 6th schedule of Indian Constitution also they're asking. Means they're asking this Ladakh has to be placed under 6th schedule of Indian Constitution along with other states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. These are the 4 states which are already there. Okay, so the 6th schedule status is provided under Article 244 Clause 2 of Indian Constitution. Okay, so Article 244 Clause 1, okay, that is giving powers with respect to 5th schedule areas, and 244 Clause 2 is giving with respect to 6th schedule areas. Okay, and not only from this, it also have some provisions from Article 275 of Indian Constitution, where 275 Clause 1 is giving some special category status. Okay, and 275 Clause 2 is given with respect to statutory grants. Statutory grants are authorized under 275 Clause 2 of Indian Constitution. Okay, so grants. So under this 6th schedule, states have some provisions. With respect to Assam, only governor. Okay, so governor is entrusted to provide legislative things with respect to Assam, to scheduled areas or tribal areas, and for others 3 states. Okay, it is the President of India who should issue the laws, or in the name of the President only the law will be issued. Not Parliament made laws will not be directly applicable. Then have you ever questioned why 6th schedule areas only given for these 4 states? Means yes, they have to conserve their culture, customs and other civilizational aspects. So because of more tribal domination in these areas, except Tripura, all the 3 states have three areas designated as autonomous district councils and autonomous regional councils. This is a unique feature of 6th schedule areas. Okay, so that means autonomicity is given. That means not parliament laws will be directly applicable, but they can make their own laws. Means these autonomous district council, they will have their own powers in terms of legislative executive, judicial and administrative powers. So all these powers will be there with respect to themselves. Means if you see normally in a state assembly have to make a law, okay, in terms of legislative, executive, judiciary we have at the state level, but these 6th schedule areas to protect their culture and tribal identity, they were given at the district level. Even below the district level there are regional councils also. At that level also they can legislate and they can make their laws, and they have their own taxation powers also. In this way they have some special benefits, okay, to safeguard their culture. So that the same thing is now being asked by this Ladakh people for 6th schedule inclusion. So you can see another demand they put forward is formation of public service commission and job reservation for Ladakh youth, okay. So this is what another demand they're asking. So for long, almost so many jobs, gazetted posts are vacant, they're asking to fill these vacancies as sooner as possible, and they also wanted to provide the concept of reservation for the Ladakh youth, and they wanted to create 2 separate parliamentary constituencies for Ladakh and Kargil, as there is only one parliamentary constituency which is the largest in terms of area in the country. Now they wanted 2 separate parliamentary constituencies to be created, each one for Ladakh, each one for Leh and Kargil, okay. So these are the demands they have put forward. Now if you understand, there is a demand from UT. Initially they have asked UT status before this abrogation of Article 370. Then they are now asking for statehood. That means initially they were a state, part of a state. Again at that point of time they have asked for a union territory. Now again they are asking for a statehood, okay. So this seems to be a U-turn itself, okay, right? Yes. Then what is this body? This LB is nothing but Leh apex body, okay. So this demand is put forward by Leh apex body for this, because they are seeing the departure that they are not directly they thought that initially if they are under central government's rule, being a part of union territory, they could get more benefits, but afterwards, even after 2019 revocation also till 2023, in this 4 years time, they thought that they did not get any constitutional protection or the benefits which a union territory should receive. That is why they are asking that we have lost constitutional protection and we are not getting proper rights over land, employment and decision making process. That is why they are asking for a separate statehood again. Now they wanted to control themselves on their own. Then what is about with respect to this inclusion of 6th schedule, you know, as I told you, under Article 244, okay, Indian Constitution provides special provisions for 6th schedule states. These are 4 states we have discussed. So what will be there? The political groups in Ladakh, they're demanding that land, employment and also cultural identity has to be preserved better in the 6th schedule. That is why they're asking, even in case of Ladakh also, there should be autonomous district councils should be created, so that they will have their own authority to legislate for themselves, okay. So there should not be any other external control, but we have to legislate for ourselves, demanding. That is what they have been put forward, okay, the demand. Then demand for employment. So they have asked to fill up this 12,000 vacant posts which are there in various departments in the gazetted level, and also demand for parliamentary constituency. As I told you, they wanted this because if there is no representation, then there will be a lot of disconnection between Ladakh, union territory or state in the future if it happens, then in the mainland India. So there won't be any connection if there is no representation. How the voice of Ladakh will be raised in the Indian Parliament. That is why they are asking for separate parliamentary constituency. Then, so if you have seen, with respect to this issue, previously Government of India has formed a high-powered committee headed by Minister of State for Home Nityanand Rai. Okay, so what is the mandate of this committee? To ensure that protection of land, employment for the people of Ladakh is addressed. Okay, so what are the concerns they have put forward that will be addressed, and also to discuss the measures to protect the region's unique culture. Okay, so how to protect their culture? They are asking mainly the 6th schedule status, because in case if there is no 6th schedule status given, then other people, okay, so if they started coming and they don't have more powers to control themselves or legislate due to this infrastructural projects or developmental projects, more influx of outsiders will happen, because of which there will be violation of environment in the sensitive areas like Ladakh, or the local people, they may lose their rights over land, employment, other things. Okay, that is why they're asking for this particular issue. So to look into this, there is a high powered committee, 17-member committee formed under Nityanand Rai, who was MOS for Home. Then Okay, so you can see these persons they're demanding, why they're protesting against this is, in this 17-member committee also they're saying that they are not included. Okay, these are not included means some people are included and some people are excluded. There is no representation for Sunni Muslims. That is what they have demanded. So although Sunni is people are there and it is a Shia dominated UT, but still, okay, there is no representation given to Sunni Muslims. So this is also unfair according to their own stand. Okay, and government should also include all the names which have been proposed by these people. Okay, so these political organizations to them in 2021. So those names have to be put into that committee and again a fresh committee has to be formed. That is what they have demanded. Earlier, whatever the efforts that are taken by the government of India means, yes, they have taken some efforts with respect to this issue of Ladakh. So if you see, overall socio-economic development to assess this, and they have taken increase in reservations from 10% to 45% for STs. Previously, STs were entitled to only 10% reservation in jobs and employment, but now government of India has increased this ratio to 45% because they, whatever the answer, because they have demanded 6th schedule status, right? So for this, the government of India said 6th schedule status can be given only for northeastern states and not for a union territory like Ladakh. That is why they said, as you have to protect your own people and you are asking for your own control over land and employment, we have increased the reservation of STs from 10 to 45%. So this is only what we can do at that point of time. Okay, and if interesting, if you have remembered, National Commission for Scheduled Tribes, okay, so this particular constitutional body also recommended that 6th schedule status have to be given for Ladakh. Okay, and in union government in 2021 to look into this issue, okay, they have formed a committee and they said the Lieutenant Governor of Ladakh will make some rules to recruitment with respect to recruitment in Group A and Group B services. Okay, so that is with respect to employment also they have made some move. Then in 2021, Ministry of Home Affairs constituted a committee under G. Kishan Reddy, who was then MOS of Home, to look into the issues of this language, culture, conservation of land in Ladakh. Okay, but there is no progress with respect to this committee, as this committee could not address these issues. Okay, so again they have started their protests. Okay, and what is the conclusion? So in these type of sensitive issues, because you know Ladakh is very important for India in terms of security and geopolitical reasons also, when it is very important, we need to safeguard their own autonomous principle also, and these things have to be handled with mutual discussions and deliberations. Okay, so without any haste. Okay, as the government of India, they have to look into this issue as soon as possible and they have to make some consultations with consensus. This issue have to be resolved. So sensitive areas cannot be ignored politically. Okay, so now let's see the previous question. The term Pineapple Express, often mentioned in news, is associated with which of the following? It is atmospheric phenomenon. Yesterday we have discussed about atmospheric river. Okay, so atmospheric river, in this one type of band which happen over Hawaii region, is this Pineapple Express. Okay, then time for prelims question. You can see, consider the following statements. First one, the 6th schedule of the Constitution provides for establishment of autonomous district councils. Next one, ADCs have been set up in all the states and union territories of India. Which of the above are correct? Okay, one only, two only, one and two, none of the above. Answer in the comment section. Time for mains question. You can see, discuss the significance of 6th schedule in protecting the rights and interests of tribals in India. Also highlight some key challenges in its key implementation. Okay, this is a mains question. As we have come to the end of the video, we have discussed in this video interesting things about Ladakh. Okay, why Ladakh is protesting now, what are the demands they have put forward, how is Sonam Wangchuk associated with this protest, and what are they demanding, what is 6th schedule, why it is given only for 4 states we have seen, and what is the demand of Ladakhis people, okay, with respect to their autonomous provisions and all other interesting things we have discussed in this video. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.